Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Lester Troutman from the group Zapp, and you're watching Musicians Reveal with Joe Kelley.
What's up, everybody? This is Zapp Troutman from the group Zapp. You're listening to Musicians Reveal with Joe Kelley.
Welcome to Musicians Reveal. I'm Joe Kelley, one of my all-time favorite bands. They are funk legends from Dayton, Ohio. They are one of my all-time favorite bands. When I first got into radio, they were coming up with their first couple records. And I'll admit, I had to purchase a couple of those records 2 times because there were so many scratches on it after a while. So they're just one of my all-time favorite bands. We are very pleased to welcome Lester Troutman and Terry Zapp Troutman. Zapp is in the house.
Hey, what's up, Joe? What's up?
Yeah, how you guys doing?
Wow. Hey, yeah. Joe, this is an honor. I mean, I'm telling you, man, we've been rehearsing for this for a week. When we found out that we were coming to have an interview with the great Joe, the great Joe Kelley. I mean, we rehearsed for a week. Look. We got a line of those right over there. That's right, man.
That's right.
Okay. All right. I trust you, Lester. Yeah.
All right. What's happening, Joe? What's happening, Musicians Reveal? Joe Kelley, everybody. What's happening? What's happening?
Oh, yeah. That's fantastic. I'm honored that you brought the talk box and brought yourselves. And we were just having a little jokes off record, real good conversation. And so you've got, it looks like you guys are getting geared up to do some peak touring. I mean, you got a nice crew set up, right?
Yes, absolutely.
Oh,
yeah.
Now, wait a minute. Now, Joe,
yeah.
I'm not going to reveal my age, but I remember cassettes, 8 tracks, records, marbles.
I'm all with you.
The real McCoys. 2 channels, and the TV went off at 11 o'clock. So that's how.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Okay.
The
now, what does a real nice crew mean? Now, what does that mean? Okay.
I said a cruise.
Oh, cruise.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. May.
May 2nd through the 5th.
May 2nd. That's
right.
right.
Oh yeah.
Old school cruise. Yeah.
Oh
yeah.
man.
Oh yeah.
Oh God. Yeah, we are.
Yeah.
Man.
And
hats off to Dale and all guys.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, this is our 4th year in a row, man. I know that's unheard of, ladies and gentlemen, but is it the 4th? It's something like, man, they keep calling. We already booked for 26. They just keep calling us. Hey, man,
the same cruise.
Hey, that's right. And all you Instagram people, y'all can verify it if you think I'm not telling the truth. All right.
Yeah, well, then he forgot about
man.
the one that we did pre-COVID. So I don't know. I don't want to. Back in the little lounge when it was about, the room was real small. We had the whole ship jumping. They was taking water on. We was rocking so hard. Hey, man. Yeah.
Hey, man. That's right. They love us. That's beautiful.
Zapp, you got it wrong. We love them. We love them so much. We pay to go on. We love it. Hey, look, we have a lot of fun on that thing, man.
So you just donate your time in the funk, right?
There you go.
No.
There you go. Well, now I'm sorry, Joe, but you glitching sometimes on my end. Maybe it's my internet.
Okay.
I go. They charge by the minute, and I put 50 cents in, so I only got about 22 minutes. No. You glitch. I didn't hear what you said. What was the question?
Yeah. No, I was just messing with you about getting paid. I said you volunteered your time every year, right?
Oh, you bet. Come on, Joe. You know it, man. We love it. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So the crews, our buddies, we're really good friends with everybody from the time, and I know you guys have a long history and friendship together, Jelly Bean and Morris, and they did a couple cruises with you, right?
Absolutely.
Yes,
God. Yeah. So what year was that when we met Morris? We were touring with Prince, and that was
Controversy.
81.
Right. 81.
Controversy tour.
Yeah, that was a second album.
We met him.
That was so Roger introducing Many
The
facets.
many facets.
Yeah, so rough. Yeah, and do with Roger. That's right. That's when we met them guys, man. So yeah, we've
see,
been
I was too young. I had to wait till the 1999 tour to see Prince, so I missed the controversy. But legendary. I mean, 3 great bands, and so you guys went on first, and then the time of Prince, or is that how it went?
No, it was Morris was the time. Morris Day and the time. Well, it was just the time then. It was the time first, and then it was Zapp featuring Roger, and then Prince. Yeah. We did a tour. The whole country. It was wonderful, man. Wonderful.
Yeah, there was somebody from Detroit the other day contacted me, said they saw the tour out there. So yeah.
Wow,
man. Joe, I God, how do you remember that far back?
I don't know. I study and hope it holds in there.
Hey, yeah, man.
Yeah. But did you, so much talent amongst 3 bands. Did you recognize Prince? I mean, you grew up with your brothers, Roger and Larry and the crew, but did you recognize Prince was going to go up to that superstar level like that?
Me personally?
Yeah, when you were touring with him.
You're asking me, or you're asking Terry? Or
I'm asking both.
I certainly did.
Okay.
Yeah, I certainly did. When he first came out, I checked it out. I said, "What is this stuff? Just soft and wet." I didn't dig it too much. I got to check it out, and then he came out. He was hit. It was funky, man. I said, "This is different." And then when we were blessed to be asked to get on the tour, after I seen the first 2 or 3 shows, I said, this guy's different, man. This is different. This guy's different. And then I think he had toured with Mick Jagger, and he had been doing a lot. He was doing things like we toured with George and Rick James, and he would come in. He had done those tours or did them after us. It's like this guy say this is different kind of guy. Right. I certainly did. I personally did.
Yes. Oh yeah, for sure, man. Prince. Yeah, it was an honor. It was a privilege to be able to interact with him like that. Yeah, it was just beautiful, man.
Were you there for that infamous food fight in Cincinnati? Was it?
Say it again.
The food fight at the end of the tour.
Yeah, the last day in Cincinnati.
Yeah.
We had 8. Yeah, we wasn't really involved, but they were doing it. All backstage. Yeah.
Right.
Terry would hang around backstage, and I got to be honest with you. It was after we came off stage, I made sure the crew got the stuff loaded. That was my job, and then I'm gonna tell you, man, I was out. I had I was quite single, and Prince was, we was touring with Prince, one of the biggest artists in the country, and we had a couple of #1 records under our belt, and hang around for a food fight. No, some other things going on, man. The chicks, man.
The of the job. That's right.
Yes, sir. Yeah, it was beautiful.
Yeah. Well, you spoke on Rick James and George Clinton and P-Funk. We were good friends with a lot of those guys, like Bernie Worrell.
Oh yeah,
great friends with him. Now, Bootsy and George and that crew were really instrumental with you guys getting that first record deal on that explosive record, right?
Absolutely.
Oh yeah,
absolutely. Yeah.
What was your first introduction to those guys?
To George?
Man.
To George or Bootsy? Well,
both. Yeah.
You can tell him about George. I'll tell him about Bootsy. Wow.
Okay, I'll tell you what we'll do is I got hit in the group like later. Okay. And let's see, George and Bootsy, I personally met those guys in like the late 70s in Detroit. They both, they were both, to Lester, he's going to go way on back, but those guys, I think I might have been 17, Joe, something like that, and still in high school when I was allowed to come up to the studio. But yeah, that's where I met them. And my brothers Lester and Larry and Roger, they would talk about George and Bootsy all the time. But I met them, and they were they, let's see, professional. Were very professional, and both of them were very mentoring to me.
Mhm.
That when I first met them, you know, I was like, it was like Prince. I was mesmerized as well.
Mm.
So, oh yeah, it was beautiful. It's beautiful. You know, and then Lester, he's going to go back, and you can, Lester, would you please tell him and tell them about today as well, please, while Joe
Sure.
has us.
Sure. Yeah, I met Bootsy about 3 years ago.
Oh.
And,
I'm gonna drink some coffee. Coffee.
Yeah, I bet.
Yeah, right.
Coffee. Now,
I bet Bootsy.
okay, everybody
I
see that?
bet
That's
Bootsy had a white castle on Reading Road. That's Cincinnati.
Yeah.
No, man.
Well, yeah.
Come on, man. Give us the tea, Lester. Come on.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
I got
You
stuff
the
to
first
do
time you met him
tonight,
was
man.
what was it, Southwest when he joined you on stage? That's like the first time, right?
Yeah, I didn't even know who he was. Wow. Yeah. No,
Yeah.
but
Okay.
I mean, Roger and I were kids, man. I've been knowing Bootsy since I was a kid. We played together, Battle of the Bands, and we used to play on TV show in Cincinnati called Talent Time USA. It was, man, we used to play at the State Theater and in Cincinnati. And tell you, man, playing all those clubs, the wine bar, and whew, the magic moment, the tragic moment, as we called it. Man, I've been knowing many, many, many years. Him and God bless his soul, his brother Catfish. I mean, those guys kind of raised us, man. You know, they showed us a couple of things to do because we were rivals. You know, before Bootsy and Catfish made it, we were. You know, it was like whatever they were doing, we felt like we could do it. And so, you know, we were kind of, you know, in my mind, and the truth of the matter is Bootsy and Cat was way over here. We was down here, you know, but, you know, we held our own. We did fine. And, you know, my dad always took us around. He was everywhere we went. Our dad took us, and Bootsy and George, I'm sure that, Bootsy and Catfish, I'm sure they recognized that, and they probably had much respect for that. And because of that, they learned to respect us. Now, fast forward to that when the 70s, when we met them, or when we hooked up with Bootsy again. Bootsy took us up to Detroit to meet George. We met George and recorded the first album. I've been knowing George probably not as long as I knew Bootsy, but we were a local band, Roger and the Human Body, and we used to play frat parties. And George, it was Parliament. They had a song called "Testify."
Oh yeah,
and they would come in the area. It was a college, Miami University in Oxford, Ohio. And we used to play at those frat parties. We'd be the warm-up band, if you will, and that's how long I've been knowing George. You know, back many, many years, man. When they traveled by station wagon, you know, they come in the station wagon.
Yeah.
And we got our station wagon with a trailer on the back of it with our equipment in it. We would go in and play these frat parties, man. Places about big as your studio there. And man.
So that was the Parliament's Fuzzy and Ray
Fuzzy,
and Shady Grady. Yeah.
That's right. That's right. That's right. So it's been I've been knowing them. I've been knowing those guys for a long, long time. And then it was nothing but God that would allow us for Catfish to be in the club that we were playing at called Never on Sunday in Cincinnati. Catfish came to see us, and he's got us in touch with Bootsy. We called Bootsy. Bootsy said, come to Detroit. We went to Detroit. We went there and we met George, and we sat down to start recording. And hey, man, the rest is history. More bounce to California Love, you know.
Yeah.
It happened. Really happened.
Right out of the box. Just, I mean, who starts their career with a song as powerful as that?
As More Bounce. That's right. It was at the right time. It was never done like that before. It was unheard of. You know, bass, drums, hand claps, guitar, talk box.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
That's it. You know, and it's amazing. And it was
small bounce.
So, you know, we had
Kelley.
Okay,
and,
that's it.
And
you guys still got it,
with George's expertise and Bootsy's expertise, They said, hey, put a little bit of this, a little bit of that, bop, bip, bop, bap, bop, bop, through the roof. And that was Zapp 1. And then Roger 1 we did in some there in Detroit and a lot in 5th floor in Cincinnati. Then Zapp 2, our studio, and a little bit in 5th floor. Zapp 3, Zapp 4, Zapp 5, Roger 2, Roger 3, the movies, the Shirley Murdock. It's just on and 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 on.
And still doing it to it. So yeah.
Still doing it. Yeah, still doing it.
Yeah.
It's really amazing, Joe. Terry and I was talking this morning. We were sitting over at our office, sitting in our tour bus. We were talking about what we had to do today. Told you we've been preparing for this.
I could tell.
He doesn't believe it. And we were talking about just the span of our career. It's just a purely amazing, man. To sit here in 2025 and to be able to reflect back to 1975 even to 1965. And Roger and I recorded I recorded my first record in 1963. I was 8. So to be able to reflect, to go back and still be received, and with my brothers passing on, and the music that we recorded in the 70s and the 80s and the 90s and the millennium, and to record the stuff then, and it's still going on and 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 on. I don't want to take the whole interview, but New York,
that's right.
New York and the East Coast. I guess people say I sound silly when I say this. We weren't as big, if you will, or we weren't as popular on the East Coast as we were in the Midwest and the South and the West Coast and across the world. We just weren't as popular. And for us to be sitting in your studio in 2025, and you said that you saw us in what city?
New York City.
Yeah. It's amazing. It's amazing.
See, I was growing up, my favorite DJ, I'm sure you guys know him, Frankie Crocker out of BLS.
Oh yeah.
That's your
it's like
that's your
out of WBLS, the chief rocker, Frankie Crocker.
Yeah,
he was
who to you?
Oh, he was my radio idol. I listened to him, and I emailed him once when he got sick. I didn't know he was sick, but we talked, on email. But yeah, I used to listen to BLS, and I heard that's how I got introduced to Zapp.
Why isn't that amazing?
Yeah,
isn't that amazing, man. That if you didn't get to Frankie, you didn't get from New York up the Eastern Seaboard, up to Connecticut, and Boston, and New Jersey, man. I can't. I can't even. This is crazy, man. This is crazy good. I know I'm looking down there at your record time. I'm not going to let it go past 20 minutes. So we got 2 minutes left. So I'm not going to talk too much more. All my answers got to be and
Now you guys got more time than that, right?
Maybe 5 more minutes.
Oh, okay.
Something like that.
All right. So we got to get Zapp in there talking about.
Okay.
We got to get Terry in there. Hey, assuming the primary role with the talk box, of course, Roger and Larry, unfortunately, they passed away, and you guys, unthinkable what you guys went through. But coming back and reorganizing the band, making the decision to continue on, what went into that? And, if you can condense and tell a little bit about that.
What? What?
Let me see if I can condense it, man.
Yeah.
Okay. Let me see. God, man, that was a quarter of a century ago. Joe, that was a quarter of a century ago. Okay, all right. Hold on. Let me see. I'm not going to claim Alzheimer's, all right? I'm not going to do that. Not tonight.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. For me, yes, it was. You're right. It was unspeakable, and right. And I know that you can only imagine, and the fans, they can only imagine what it was like, or what it was going to be like, to to play again, and then go out there and be Zapp without Roger and all of that. Yeah, it was a challenge, you know.
Yeah.
And
You know,
hey, man, and I tell you, I honestly, man, I had Lester to thank, you know. I really did, you know. I mean, I helped him a bit with the recording, but just that live and coming back with the talk box, you know, Roger, he showed me, you know, I can play a bunch of instruments, and he showed me the rudiments of the talk box. But no, I didn't see that one coming, man. Didn't see that.
Yeah, I would just, when you guys came back, personally, when I saw you in New York coming down, me and my wife came out of the subway, and hearing the talk box, I was crying going into the park, man. It was tough. So, for you guys,
well,
you know,
Joe,
magnified, I'm sure.
Yeah, magnified. I don't even know if it's the right word. Imagine the people that's tuning in. Imagine listening. First of all, making the records. You know, making the records and then going out to perform them live with your brothers, and then half of them leave, or two of them leave,
right?
And the person is out front. Everybody says the group is nothing without Roger. How do how do you continue on like that? I mean, it was a lot of prayer, and please believe it, Joe. It was a lot of haters, if you will, a lot of people who said it wasn't going to happen, and that you think you're doing something, and it was just, oh my God, it was so much negativity. It was so much. Believe me, man, it was a lot of nights that I cried, literally tears, cried to cry myself to sleep, man. When I wake up the next day and I just keep trying, and to be told no, and to be told that you're not this, and you're not coming into my venue, you're not coming into my club, you're not coming into my arena. It was very, very hard, man. But I tell you, God, number one, and number two, the fans. And the fans said yes. So, and I'm gonna tell you, for me, what I did, Joe, I had to just tune out all of the negativity that came my way. And believe me, it was negativity, all the negative things that I heard, and how I was making a mistake, and that I should be doing this and I should be doing that, from all kind of people. And trust me, man, it was very, 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 very hard. And hey, again, God, it was meant to be. You know, it was meant to be. It was just meant to be. And I'm just honored. They've been dead. Roger and Larry have been gone on April 25th in 24 days. Oh, 23 days. Forgive my math. 23 days. It would be 26 years. 26 years. And to be able to in this with the pandemic, we turned dates down. And in 2022 we did 8 shows. In 2023 we were supposed to do 25. We ended up doing 40. In 2024,
wow.
In 2022 was supposed to be 8. Supposed to be 25. We ended up doing about 40 shows. In 2023 it was supposed to be 25, and I think we did something like, and what did we did? Japan, I think we did 16 shows or so, 10 shows, just on one tour. So we just,
What'd
you say?
You're touring almost more than when you guys were at your commercial peak, right?
Absolutely. And the fans, the fan base, it's growing and growing and growing. We have the opportunity to go to Milan, Italy, a couple of years ago to Fashion Week. We were sitting there in, what's his name? Carhart. I couldn't say that. Carhart, the designer. We were in there. warehouse or in their offices. We did a concert there. And then
Wow.
last year, well, not last, was that 3 months ago, we had the opportunity to go to Australia. We did Australia for a week, and we left. After 7 days here, we left and got on a plane and flew to Japan for 7 days.
Yep.
So I'm
Where'd you
saying
play? Where'd you play in Japan?
Tokyo.
Oh,
This
Tokyo.
time we only did 6 shows. We did Tokyo and Yokohama.
Yokohama, yeah.
Yokohama.
Oh, okay.
Is that it? Just 2? Oh, we didn't go to Osaka this time?
Not this time. No, 'cause we were.
Okay.
That was the Lester didn't want us to. He just said it was too long. It's too much. So, but that, and I'm saying that I'm just. You told me to do it quick. I did as quick as I could. From knowing Bootsy, and then when Roger and Larry died, and then continuing on, keeping the group going to up until I think we were there. I think January or December or whatever. I can't remember what it was. I think it was December. We were there. So, hey man, and then we start back up May the 2nd.
Yeah.
We're blessed.
And then you're playing Paul Brown Stadium out your way, right?
Yes,
later in the year.
Near home, man. Yeah. I forgot. Yeah, last summer, Zapp, we got inducted in the Walk of Fame.
Oh yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
Yeah, and I was just that was man, just Roger. I had two of Roger's sons with me on stage with us, Terry and I, from Lester and Larry. That's his name. On stage with us. That man, Roger would just, man, I'm sure he's just like, I'm sure he was looking down on that event, man. That was wonderful.
He probably had a good laugh too. He was a humorous guy, right?
Oh heck yeah, man!
Like you guys are.
Yeah, he was funnier than us. You can believe that. Okay?
Yeah, right.
Man, that I'm gonna let you conduct your interview. You already 26 minutes in, and you haven't even got to the second setup. The second, he got to the second gold album.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I did want to ask you guys, because like in particular, like Dance Floor, Heartbreaker, the songs could go on forever. I mean, they're incredible tracks, and like a Knee Deep with Parliament and stuff like that. How did you guys, who was in charge of mixing it down as far as getting it down that it could fit in the record for the record company? Are there longer versions that can go on for half a day of some of those big hits?
Man. Hey man, actually, wow, let's see. I don't know. Okay, I'll tell you what, man, we'll see. We'll start with Dance Floor, man.
Dance Floor. Fifth Floor.
Fifth Floor in Cincinnati. Definitely Roger, man, And oh my God, Lester, maybe you can tell him how it came about, but he didn't ask all of that. The mix down, let's see.
Well, the way we did it.
This is ironical. Roger, Lester, and myself mixed it down. How about that?
And the engine and whoever that had, Robin, one of the engineers.
The engineer,
and the way we did it, wasn't no automation back then, man. Like the guys had the automated boards. I had 6 faders that I was responsible for. Just hey, you might hear something sneak in, a loud cymbal crash, on one of the songs, or and then Zapp had a few, and then Roger, he would sit there, and then the fade would come, and Roger had some signals, you know what that means. Turn it up, turn that up, turn that up.
Right.
And then that, that's the fade now, the 2-track fade now.
Man.
We would sit there and mix them until we moved we built our own studios in 1982.
Mm-hmm.
81, between 81 and 82, we built our own studio, Studio A, what we call it, in Dayton, and we bought a Neve console, automated console, and I remember, I'll never forget it. I had to sit there and train on that thing for 6 months, man. And then after that, it was that was my job to mix.
Yeah, basically we yeah, we did our own stuff. You know, we didn't send it to some big gigantic crowd. We mixed and edited our own stuff. Okay,
Mixed,
all
mixed,
our own.
mixed,
You know,
edit,
yeah,
uh,
all of it.
leader, put all the leader tape on, box it up, liner notes, everything, the album
Yeah.
cover, and then we would send it to Warner Brothers. They would send it to the mastering guy, whoever the mastering company was. They would master it, and that's it. It never touched another engineer's hands. And
Yeah, and
Wow.
the mastering sounded just like what we sent them.
what we
That's what
said.
y'all
Yeah.
hear. That's what
Yeah.
everybody hear.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
That's how it happened, man.
So that building we see in one of the Troutman Enterprises, that's where you guys recorded?
Yeah.
Right there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Studio A was under that. Studio
Okay.
B was behind that, and across the street from that was Studio C, was where we rehearsed. And then later, I built Roger a recording studio on his bus, and
Oh, okay.
so we record. That's how we recorded. When we toured, Roger would record. Yeah, that's what we recorded at. Yeah, and we were again, man. I sit back and think about it, and when I start to talk about it, or if we do interviews about it, it sounds like a lie, but it's documented, well documented, and it's like you said,
that's right. I agree, Lester.
album,
It sounds unbelievable, man, and you know, we don't want to be too egotistic, but yeah, we did a lot of independent things, a lot of great things, and it can be verified, you know, and we not just talking to fill up the time, man, because I got other stuff to do. I got to pay my rent tonight. Oh, that slipped out. I didn't mean that, you know. But yeah, he's telling the truth, man. He's telling the truth. That's how it happened. And you know, it's beautiful, man. And you know, it's just it's hard to articulate. It's what it is. You know, it's amazing, man. And to still be standing here, man. I'm in my 60s.
Right.
I'm the youngest brother, Joe.
Right.
And I'm 37.
That's.
You know, one thing.
Stop that, man.
In all seriousness, Joe, the one thing that I'm most proud of and most honored to say, the people that we met throughout the years, who were, like you talked about Prince. Prince was a touring artist, and then later he became an icon. Rick James, the same, died way too soon, but a person to be spoke about in the history books forever. George Clinton, who's still a living legend, who I know George, you know, I walk up to George and we can sit and have a conversation. Bootsy, you know, I've been to his home and he welcomes us as a friend. Morris, Jelly Bean, who's people you spoke of. Right. And then people that came that we recorded projects for, and they are not mad at us. You know, I was listening to I forgot about this project that we did. Roger and I did Sun. You know, Roger and I did that. I was like 17 or something. Come Light My Fire. You know, Live On Dream On that album, and it was we did that, and then, you know, later I'm gonna jump around Shirley, Murdock, and then the group Dayton, and then New Horizon, and then my God, and then on into the hip hop community and how it went on, and then the sampling, how people use the sampling, and the most thing that I'm honored and proud of, and I believe that my brothers would be honored and proud of that too, is that for the careers that we touched and the people that we touched that used our music, who was able to take what we were trying to do. I'm gonna take that back. What we did, being serious about what we did, to be able to take that foundation or that body of work and then use it and then launch their careers to be icons. It's just, man, that's the thing I'm the most proud of, even to this day. You know, when we tour, Bruno Mars, and, you know, just On
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
He definitely took a bite out of you guys and put it in some of those hits.
Yeah.
Wrong
And
choice of words, Joe. Wrong choice, Zapp. Wrong choice.
Okay.
It's not a bite. What
Okay.
they do is they
okay.
it was creative juices. It was
Okay.
it's creative juices is like if you're praying, man, when you pray a prayer, you say, "Oh my God, I got inspired from that." Or if you go to McDonald's and you eat a hamburger, you say, "Oh, I got energy from that." Or you drink a Pepsi Cola, you say, "Oh man, this gave me
Sure.
a cup of coffee." So it's not a bite. Hey, listen, Bruno, don't stop. Use it, love it, enjoy it. Man, I watched the television show the other night. I forgot what it was. It was about something about a basketball family or something. And the first sound that came out was California Love. Roger, it's amazing.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
don't
Yeah, running the point or something
yeah,
like
running the
that.
point or something like
Oh,
that. Yeah,
okay.
and it was,
Netflix. Yeah, yeah.
so it's the movies, Love and Basketball, Boys in the Hood, and blah 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 blah. So that's the thing that I am most proud of, and most it's just a pure honor, man, for the careers that we touched and the people who we were able to inspire to continue on. And it's just me sitting here. I'm 69 years old, and I'm in good health, and I'm still touring. I'm still halfway of right mind. Half my mind is good, the other half is. So
I mean, you're taking no prisoners on the drums, man. You're going the whole show, laying it out. So,
thank you.
Yeah, the whole band. I mean, I wanted to ask you before we get into other stuff, but always Zapp has, and also Roger put together an amazing show. You guys through the years, different elements to the show. You got the steppers coming out in the beginning and all that. Who puts that together and makes it so entertaining?
We got our choreographer is we use a company out of New York, up in the above the Catskills. This guy Joe Kelley.
It's called Joe Kelley Enterprise.
Yeah, so
that's right.
Joe Kelley, that's Joe. Come on, Joe. You had to get your plug in.
Yeah.
It's
Well,
Joe.
my wife was a dance champion before I met her, ballroom champion. Maybe
Yeah,
maybe
look,
I got it from her.
It's from Joe's camp, but
Yeah,
hey Joe, Roger had his motto even when we were kids. When he and I would go play at the bars, at the beer joints, as my dad called them, never bore my fans.
Yeah, it's there again. We do our own, Joe.
Period.
We do our show. We choreograph it. The whole thing. But hey, that's the way we were taught, and it continues to work. And then I guess before we go further, gentlemen, I did want to say that Lester, I started naming off some of the groups that have sampled our stuff. I'm going to say primarily Rogers. It's data can last an hour, and then did y'all know that all of that stuff, Roger stuff, Zapp stuff, it's like, I don't know, probably the third most sampled body of work, like maybe behind James Brown, right? How the heck does that happen? And it's true and it's verifiable. I'm not just sitting over here whistling Dixie, man.
Right.
Like I gotta pay. I gotta pay my check hasn't come in. I got stuff to do tonight, so I don't have time to be just telling you. But yeah, that's true, man. Where you want to start, man? Let me see. I guess Tupac, Dre. Hey, man, I can't. It's hard to even start, man.
And the credit to Zapp and you guys. You got the hip hop artists dancing, which is tough to do sometimes at the award show. Yeah. You got them.
Man, I would be remorse, gentlemen, if I didn't bring up one of our good friends in the industry, Snoop. There's so much going on. Y'all got my mind going so much. Snoop, it's Snoop. He's friends of ours, friends of Lester's son. He is our friend.
Right.
You know,
Right.
and it is, you know, it's interesting, man, because you know the hip hop guys, whew, those some rough guys, man, but it's all love and respect
Mm.
for my brother and us. Secondly, us. You know, and that's where the heck does that happen? How does that
Yeah.
happen?
You guys have just
Okay,
forged.
yeah,
Yeah.
so you can have the floor back now.
Yeah. I'm just saying, different, the Minneapolis sound, Ohio, Zapp, Talkbox and everything. I know I've had fans. We got a lot of Ohio funk fans in general. If I say anything that's not correct, or I'm not never diss you guys. I love the music coming out of there. I'll hear about it. People are fierce about protecting Ohio funk.
Okay,
That,
that's
Yeah.
good. That's
we had
good.
some heavy hitters out of there.
Yeah.
Zapp. We had heavy hitters to pick from. We had some blueprint there, man. The players, Slave,
Yeah.
Lakeside,
Yeah,
going down the line, man. James,
yeah,
Bootsy. It's just the Isleys. Come on,
yeah.
man.
Daz band,
Daz,
and
man.
Yeah.
OJs.
Phaso, right?
Fazo.
yes,
Yeah. Yeah.
Fazo. Yeah. There you go.
wow,
Yeah.
Just Ohio, man.
When Mark Adams passed away, when we were at the radio station down in Connecticut, because we were out of a proper station. This is out of the home, but we did a big special on that. The amount of musicians who called in and wanted to pay respect was Victor Wooten called in, Drac called in. He was still, but he passed a few months after that. But yeah, it was intense, man. You guys got a lot of love coming out
yeah.
of that state. 4 letters to
Mark,
the state.
that's right, man. I love Mark Adams, man. I
Yeah.
love the way that he played.
Mm.
Okay, me and the millions of others. I spar with that all the time, man. When I take the bass out, you know.
Yeah,
That
that's
song,
right. Yeah.
Okay. Anyway. Okay, I digress.
What
Go ahead.
was it? Those Soul Train appearances. I mean, legendary show. That's how I got into R&B and funk music. You guys did it a bunch of shows, right? With Zapp and Roger, right?
We did it twice.
No, what Soul Train? What's that, Lester?
Yeah, we did it twice. We did it.
Only twice?
Yeah, only twice. Yeah.
Twice.
Now, our music has been played on there many times.
Oh,
but
yeah.
as a group, we only did it twice. Computer Love, and then they did a B cut or a cut.
You did Itching for a Twitching.
Itching, yeah.
Yeah.
Did we do that? Then it was 3 times.
Yeah, we sure did.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's one of my favorite songs on a later
Itching.
record.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Itching, yeah.
Oh, I guess it was, yeah. My mistake.
Yeah,
Somebody threw a thumbs up. Somebody was at thumbs up. That you, Joe?
I got one right on there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. And there again, man, Don Cornelius, I'll just go back to the 2 words, man. To love and respect, man. That's what he had for us.
Right.
He's seen way more groups than we're gonna ever see, man. Up close, and always been a common denominator is love and respect. It's a heck of a thing, man. It's beautiful.
Now
we love Soul Train. That was fun, man.
Yeah, and you do the cruise too, right? Soul Train cruise.
Oh yeah, we did it.
You gonna tell us about Don Cornelius?
That was when we came from Australia. We went right there. I think that flew to Mexico about a week later. I forgot about that. Yeah,
that's right.
Wow.
Yeah. That's right. We just did it.
January.
It was January. Yeah.
And Don Cornelius. Yeah, Don Cornelius Jr.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
he honored us, Joe.
Very, very nice.
He called Lester up on the stage before
very
we even hit a note, man, and it was just, hey, he just gave it up, man, just like you doing right now, man. It's amazing, is what it is, man.
Yeah, we just had
it's unbelievable.
Yeah, and still, hey, lot of gas left in the tank for you guys, so it's great to see. Not too many bands still doing it at that level that you guys. All they have to do. Yeah, me too. Lester said, bring the big. My wife said, yeah, there we go.
Oh, and you know what? Mine is black. What does that mean, Lester? Mine is black. Wait a minute, Joe's
That you're
is
drinking
white.
tea. That you're drinking tea. That's what that means.
Yeah,
Okay.
but
Joe,
you know what? I can't get anywhere because Lester's cup is his cup is the same as yours. Is it AI? Y'all
Yeah.
drinking out the same cup or what?
Yeah, that we're messing with people.
You
Yeah.
what you about to say, Joe?
Uh, I forgot what I was going to say, but I wanted to ask you about
Okay.
a big festival that you guys did. I believe you did over the summer out in SoFi out in LA, the Fool in Love.
Yeah, Fool in Love.
Yeah. What was that like? Were you guys on the revolving stage? It was
Yes.
like,
Yeah,
I did.
remember? Yeah.
Yeah, I did. I had to think about that. Yeah.
how do you condense the catalog of great songs and long funky songs into what 15-20 minutes set or so?
30
Yeah.
minutes.
How long do we have 30? I thought we had less than that. 30.
Oh, yeah.
Hey man, we just kept out. It was in our stage. What was it? Like about 10,000, 20,000. They were
I can't see.
happy.
I can't see past the monitors. I don't
Yeah.
know.
Joe,
Okay.
the audience, they had the big screen. Joe, they sang every word, right?
Mhm.
And on three things happened. On Be Your Love and Computer Love,
Mhm.
they cried.
Oh,
Yeah,
wow.
they thousands. This is my right. Hey man, they cried. And then when we did More Bounce, who came on the set at the Fools Fall in Love show? Lester. I want Lester. I want my older brother to tell him.
George Clinton came out and did the
Oh,
party. Yeah.
is that
Yeah.
up on YouTube?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, okay. I'm going to dig that up. Yeah.
Go dig it right up.
Yeah.
George came.
You-
He came to the show. It was guys like Jimmy Jam, Flavor, all kinds of people, man, Cool in the Gang. And we got the more bounce. George couldn't hold it. He just came out on the set, man. He just
Very
came
nice.
up there, man. Just came up there.
What was your question, Joe? You asked was you said
No,
how do we
yeah, because I seen we had Howard Hewitt on the show a few days ago, and I know they played, and a friend of ours is in Heat Wave, and the Heat Wave, I saw there were a lot of technical problems because you got so
Yeah.
many bands. Did you guys run into any of that?
No, we didn't. We have our crew is
Oh, okay.
excellent. My nephews
Mhm.
and my wife does wardrobe, and then our front of the house sound man, Rick, they don't play. And then
Yeah.
Brian
It was seamless.
is they don't play.
Yeah.
We got there the day before and did line checks, and those guys, they don't mess around. When we go all over
Right.
the world, they don't mess around.
We go all over the world. Joe, this is the Zapp band.
I
Yeah,
wanted
that's
to answer
right.
your question. I wanted to answer your question. You asked the question. You said, "How do you condense all of those hits into 30 minutes or 20 minutes?" Is that what you said? Is that what you
Yeah,
asked?
yeah. I was wondering what goes into kind of scaling it down.
Promoters.
They tell you, here you go. You got to
There
play
you
this.
go. The boss. Yeah, the boss.
California knows not about it.
And on, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
they
I
say, hey,
didn't
look,
know that because Prince was a big supporter of our radio show, and I was asking some of his bandmates, how come he's not focusing on the new record as much? He's got to play a lot of. She said sometimes you don't have a choice on exactly what you want to put out there. So, and I've heard it more often, and you guys spoke of it right there.
yeah, you gotta, when you just kind of check and see what your audience feels, what they like, and kind of got to go for it. When we go to a lot of shows we do in the States, they say you got 20 minutes, you got 30 minutes, you got 40 minutes, and you got to condense them down. And then when we get to sometimes we get an evening with, and we're able to stretch out or branch out a little bit, And we were in Australia, we got to stretch out a little bit on one of the shows on the first night. We got to stretch, or last night I think we got to stretch out a little bit. but you know, most of the times it's condensed. You know, they got a beginning, they got a middle, and they got an end. So, you know,
Right. Any bands you haven't toured or done shows or collaborated with that you would love to spend some time on stage or in the studio with?
what was the question you cut off again?
I was saying some groups or artists that you would love to maybe do something together with on stage or in the studio. Do you have some in mind? Because I'm sure people would love to do it with you guys.
Wow, yes, yeah. On which spectrum of music? What genre of music?
Hey,
You know what?
we love all kinds here.
Yeah, let me see now. Let me see.
Yeah, I mean, okay. Let's see. Taylor Swift, we can start right there.
Taylor.
I'd like to go on
There
the
you go.
set.
That would
I
be
mean,
that'd be interesting.
Yeah.
Steve,
We so
Jay-Z,
older, man. Yeah.
you know, then then I like to go. I would love to perform with, you know, I like rock music. Okay. Who's any of the guys from Yes that's still around? Okay.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Then I like to Hall and Oates. Let me see. I would love to just hit it again. Even though we've done shows with the Isis, I would love to get on set with them. You know. Let me see. Man, the list, man, I could.
Yeah.
I can go on. I whipped out that old dusty playlist I got, man. Man, I like to get out there with all of them.
Exactly.
If I could, you know, but we see.
Yeah, and we've been on with a bunch of them too, man.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
And the latest, and I don't mean guys when I say kids, the newer artists, man, that is you know, because they're the future, man, and what they hear is different. You know, the way they take stuff in and the way they put it out, they put that twist out. Man, that stuff is so inspiring to me, man. I look at YouTube, it's like, what? Did you hear that? I love it. So a lot, and any of them new guys, man.
Yeah. So have you been working in your own studio? I mean, you both have home studios and stuff like that. Have you guys been working on new music in between the dates?
Yeah. I mean, we're working on a new project, and you know, the interest of a new Zapp album. You know, we'll service our fans, and you know, then we'll go and tour and put out a project, tour out a project, you know, tour. And it's, you know, they are not as noticeable, or they don't get the notoriety like that right back there. See that logo right back there? They don't quite. We don't have the juice for the people to hear. You know, some of the latest things that we done. You know, we'll get a few hits, and it's good. It's fun. You know, we did that thing a couple of years ago. It was a tuxedo. You know, and it's pretty good, man. It's pretty funky.
Yeah, I got the 6 CD. That was a nice one.
Yeah. That was a lot of fun, man. We had a lot of fun doing that. A lot of fun. That was pretty. It's pretty fun.
Yeah, you know, the latest project that I worked on here was Bootsy.
Yeah.
Okay. Wow.
He has a brand new record coming out.
Out of Rehab Studios, right?
Yeah. But I'm not sure. Listen, he told us to promote. This is part of our job to tell everybody Bootsy's new record is coming out.
That's right.
Yeah. We 53 minutes in. We can go ahead. Man.
That's right. And Lester and I, we performed on it as well. You know.
Mm-hmm. Was it like #1 Funk Star or something? I've seen the logo for it. Yeah.
See,
hey,
Joe.
Man, we listen. Right, go ahead.
Yeah, hey, Joe. You
know, hey, man, what? Just go ahead. You can go first.
This is 2026, man. They say you get a call. We want you to do this. We do it. Send it back to them, and you know, it's not like it used to be in the old days. You know, you sit down there and rewind the tape and listen to it and watch everybody mix. And you touch a fader and that guy push it. It's not like that. You say, hey, you send it in, and you not. I don't know. We did this with George and Bootsy over the summer. Was it the summer or the fall? We did this when during the election, before the election.
Okay.
Kamala and the Trump, President Trump. Now we were, we did Kamala, and we performed. We did a thing with George and Bootsy. It was wow, man.
You did a fundraiser?
Yeah, it was get out and vote thing. And then, we did a fundraiser in Cincinnati, and it was it's nice. Man. So you get it, you done. He said, hey, look, I need this back. Get it back to me this afternoon or tomorrow. And bam, you get it, you send it to him, and boom. And he emailed me and said, hey, listen, I want you to do Knee Deep.
Oh.
Right?
Okay.
Do Knee Deep. And I did a track and sent it to him. And there it is. So,
where it winds up, I'm sure it's funky, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Very, yes.
Do you guys know Foley? Do you know Foley? He's out in Columbus. He was with George. Plays drums.
Foley.
Yeah. You know him, Lester?
You say Foley. See, every time you say something, the thing cuts off. So I'm only getting the question. Do we know who? Yes, I know Foley.
Yeah, I got a quick Foley story.
Bass player,
yeah, plays drums also with people. So, anyways, when we were down in Connecticut, he drove like 8 hours from Columbus to my studio at the radio station with a drummer who played sticks on a wooden chair, a female background singer, and he brought a 12-string acoustic guitar. 4 hours he played on the show, and we spun. Well, he had a Miles Davis bootleg records.
Oh wow!
Concert stuff, and he drove back the same night.
What? Did he play it? Did he play along with the stuff that Miles did, or he just did it separately?
He did mostly his solo stuff.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
But I figured
he's one of Shep's friends.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So he's pretty bad guy, man. Yeah. I heard about him driving in all those places, and pretty intense, man.
Yeah. I was like, you don't want to stay down here, or he's like, no, we're gonna head back tonight.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
I get it.
Okay.
Yeah.
True. Yeah.
I got a question for Zapp about the talk box, because you see, I'm sure you guys see all over on TikTok and YouTube people doing the talk box to the Zapp hits and stuff.
Yeah.
How difficult was it to learn and to sound just as good as Roger and put your own spin on it?
Very difficult. Very difficult.
See, that's one of them yes answers. See, yes.
Okay. Yeah. He's not giving the recipe up.
Yeah.
Well, let's see, man. Okay. It was just like a before and after Roger, right? When he first showed me, let's see, I might have been, I think about maybe 18 or something like that, maybe 19 years old. That was in the 70s, and learning it and getting those sounds, that was hard. It was hard. It was hard as any of those other instruments. Okay. And then after that, after I kind of got thrust up there, it was a little bit easier, but it takes work. It takes work.
Yeah.
Practice.
Has the as far as equipment, as far as the keys and everything, has it evolved since Roger first got into it?
Oh yeah, man. It's several, man. They got newer, more condensed methods of doing it. Different. They have different types. Yeah, it's real, man. You can do this stuff on your cell phone nowadays, man. It's just like everything else, man.
Are you asking, is it changed for him, or you mean in the industry? What was?
Yeah, kind of meant as far as what you guys play. What you have played since when first Roger had that?
Yeah, has he changed for you from what he did?
the gear, yeah, I mean it evolves slowly.
Okay.
Yeah, and in other words, we don't want to just junk that and then come with a totally different look and totally different sound. Yeah.
Who's in the current band? If you want to name who's in the current, I know looks like you got a crew of like 10 people on stage,
Yeah.
right?
Yep. It's
Yeah.
me, and it's myself,
Right.
and then the greater me, the third person me. So that's it. That's the group. That's it, man.
That's it.
Okay.
My eyes are not
Let's
seeing
see.
correct.
You can tell.
So what is it?
Last year?
It's
You see,
yeah,
8 on stage.
yeah. I think it's what is it? It's Dale DeGroat, Shirley Murdock's husband, Dale DeGroat. Then it's Bart Thomas. Then it's Tony Arrington. What do you go? Saxophone. Then it's Beham, as we call him, and then it's Frost Peanut, and then that's 5, right? Right? Is that right? Is
Yeah.
that 5?
Yeah, I think we got it. Yeah.
5, and then it's Zapp, and then it's myself, and then we got the guy we just brought in, Manny, right? That's it. I got them all. That's it. That's right.
Zapp 2025. Yeah.
Zapp 2025. I got it right. Manny Pennington. Is that right? So it's
Manny
Dale,
Pemberton.
Bart, Dale DeGroat, Bart Thomas, Anthony Arrington, Peanut Frost, or Ronald Frost, Beham, Brian.
Yeah, Brian Hamilton.
Brian
Hamilton.
Hamilton. Yeah, Beham, Brian Hamilton. Yeah, I just write the checks. I sign the checks. I don't write them out.
That's it. And us too.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Terry Eugene Terry Cohn, Troutman, and then Les Troutman, and then Manny.
The new guy.
That's it. Mm-hmm.
Everybody got their proper mention. Yeah.
Absolutely. I did it. Somebody shot up balloons. Was that you who did that?
I didn't do it.
Hey, man, yeah, Joe, I don't know how to do that, okay?
No, I was laughing. I was like, I didn't see your hands moving or anything. I said, that was cool.
Okay, now.
Yeah.
Let me see. Did we cover the hip hop guys? Yeah, with hip hop guys, the past records.
Hey, I wanted to give you guys a compliment on the demographics of your crowd and the age and different races and everything. People should go to last year you did the Columbus, the 614 Funk Fest, was it?
Yes, I think that's what it was called. And forgive us.
Did you guys notice that like young teenager white kid was super into the show in the front row?
Yes. Well, I gave him
yeah.
You gave him he had a drumstick in his hand. Yeah.
I was my solo. Yeah, I did. Of course I remember. Yeah. One
guy.
That
kid was into it.
Yes. How did you know that? Was that you?
Oh yeah, that was me. I had my hair up in a bun like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it wasn't.
Yeah.
And we'll be back. We'll be back at the same place August the 9th again. What is this, Lester? 4th, 5th time in a row?
Yeah, I think Terry knows those dates again. Look, see, he just like he knew about Prince and the food fights. See, after the show, it's back to the bus, a Domino's pizza, and Judge Judy. Okay, that's it for me. Okay.
I got a joke about radio. When I first got into radio, I dated a girl for 2.5 years who phoned into my show with a request. And I always joke with my wife. I said, I don't get those calls anymore.
Yeah. No, yeah.
Times have changed.
Understood.
Yeah. They're just like
the calls that we get now is, hey, what vehicle are you in? Because I'm ready to deliver this pizza. Where do you know? Where you want this order to go to?
Yeah.
That's right.
But yeah, man, it's it is again, as I said, not fear of being redundant. I'm telling you, being able to still be around after all these years, and the records that we made, the artists who has built their careers on that music, man. I'm sure Roger and my brother Larry are looking down and saying, wow, this is way more than what we thought it would be. We were trying to make some people dance. We were trying to get the people to enjoy themselves and forget about the problems just for a few minutes, And even when we would go to the clubs and play, Roger and I, even way before Larry got in the group, and even before Zapp was born. But man, that was our goal. It's what we tried to do. And for anybody to, let me rephrase that, for the people who took that and was able to sing on top of that or be inspired by some of the songs, the Teddy Rileys, and I mean, just to go on and on, man. It's mind blowing, man. I'm telling you, some mornings I wake up and I have to pinch myself and say, wow, if I turn on the TV or watch a movie and then one of the songs are on, come on, I'm like, wow. I was driving in my car today I had to come actually get ready to come back here to set up for this. I was listening to the radio, and then one of the internet shows, one of the internet stations, I Want to Be Your Man popped on. So, I mean, that's, like, wow, is this real? This is amazing. Even as much as the biggest artist of our time, and I think the kids still remember him, Michael Jackson. Roger even had the honor and the privilege of recording an LP with Michael. Come on, man. What is that? How does that? Where is that?
Yeah.
Did Prince and Roger ever talk about doing some stuff together? Or
we were headed to go to Japan, and Prince called Roger to come up and to record on the song. Forgive me, I might call it wrong. To come up and record a guitar solo with him on one of the songs, but we had to leave that evening to fly out. And when you're flying to Japan, you're flying into time. You leave Saturday, you're going to get there Sunday. So we had to leave, and he couldn't do it. It's same as with Quincy Jones and the Secret Garden album. We had to call. We had to, couldn't just the timing. So to answer your question, yes, he did ask, but it never happened. Hey, but look, I'm talking about the people who we did, and and then Roger, subsequently, Roger did get to record with. It's amazing, man. Dr. Dre.
Yeah.
Snoop.
I mean, the just sounds, the motifs in Zapp's music are just so original, and they're there forever. So you guys have done so much for myself and so many of our viewers and listeners. So
and Joe, we even when we do I forgot about this. So many things that happen in a career, you try to squeeze them into an hour or 2 hours. It's just not enough time. I remember we were in we were playing in the Village, right? We were up and we were parked on what is that? Amsterdam Street, I think it's called.
Yeah, something like that.
The bus was parked on the side of Amsterdam. So I think that maybe something like that. And then we would go inside this club. We were playing inside this club called SOBs.
Oh yeah, I've been there. Yeah, Sounds of Brazil. Yeah,
Sounds of Brazil. Right, we were playing in it. Right, and we start playing in it, and we look up in the front row, front table. Right, who's sitting there? Enjoying the show, hit the table, laughing and just jumping. And Roger said, "Hey." Roger went into the song. He said, "Man, come on up here." It was George Benson. Right?
Oh,
Sitting down
wow.
on the show.
Yeah.
So, come on, man. That's and it just
when your peers are there appreciating that's the highest praise, right?
Yes.
Yes, I think so. Yes.
It is the highest praise, man. Think about that. And when we were kids, Roger and I, we talked about it, man. Terry was so little, man. We used to listen
man.
we had a record player in a basement. That was me and Roger's room in the basement. It wasn't fixed up like you think. Okay, that furnace, you know, and that coal, that wood, man.
Right,
And
right.
to listen to Creed Taylor, that label, CTI, you know, Creed Taylor International. We used to listen to George Benson back then, man. We said, listen at this guy, listen to all the way he playing, you know, and Steve Gadd, all those guys, man, Mason.
Yeah.
It's
So much, so many great artists, man.
Yeah, man. And you know, I was telling a story about George Benson, man, and to have people like that come to your shows, it's an honor, man. You know, it's a pure honor.
Yeah, I think he used to live in Jersey.
Yes, he did. Yeah, and I and what is that right back there? That where is it? Did I knock it down? A book. See that Zapp right back there? See that?
Yep. Yeah, I see it. Yep.
His son, his son gave me that. We were playing in Phoenix. It's a book. His son came and he said, "Hey, Lester, I got something for you." And he had made a little book for me. George Benson's son, you know, with some pictures.
Oh, yeah.
Pictures of him, Roger, and his dad.
I met his son backstage at BB King's in New York City at the Time Show.
Yes.
I remember meeting him. Yeah.
Oh, Robbie.
Yeah. He was a nice guy. Yeah.
Yes.
You know, man, you know, you say who you want to perform with. Oh my God. You know, it's just all of them. Janet.
You got to add him to the mix. George.
Yeah.
Benson.
Well, I've had a pleasure of playing with him. I played with him at SOBs.
Oh, okay. There you go. Yeah. So, all right.
So that's, you know, but it just, you know, man, to have a career that would touch this many people's lives, and having this many people, if you will, eat off of what we did, that is a great thing, man. Great thing, man.
I got a question before I let you guys go, but
yes.
Zapp
let's
Roger,
stay all night, man.
We'll stay all night. We're gonna do an all-night affair.
We'll stay at 11 o'clock.
We'll get more coffee brewing.
Okay,
but between Zapp and Roger's projects, I mean, it seems like they were interchangeable as far as, you know, you guys would play on each other's projects. How did the responsibilities divvy up as far as?
It wasn't like that.
No, it was like all the same.
No, it was we had you know, there were few things that was consistent, and they stayed consistent. When we made records, you know, we would go in the studio, and certain things, again, Zapp was responsible for, certain things that I was responsible for, and Roger was responsible for, and then the stuff would get on the tape. No distortion and no noise on the tape. That was my job. Okay. Percussion, the drums, and mixing, that was my job. Okay. Yeah. And I could put on the records, I could tell you every mistake, or if you will, every glitch and ping and splice, I could tell you on every one of them records, man. Anyway, and that was the team. That's the way we made records. It wasn't, you know, Bobby, Joe, Frank. It wasn't like that. You know, Roger, myself was in 100% of the records. And then there was Roger did a keyboard part, unless he would bring in Billy Beck to come and do something. Roger would do it. Later, he got Dale to lay a part in, and Roger would augment it as well. But it was the way we made the records. We would bring. We had horns in it. He would use different guys to play horns. The way it was. And percussion, it was either myself or my brother Larry.
That's what I meant. It was like interchangeable. You would see when Roger did the BET mini concert, you saw like a bunch of you guys.
That was the band.
Right up there with. What's that?
That was the band. I mean,
that's live.
Yeah, that was live band. So that some of the guys, we won't get into that. They were
okay. That's for another.
I always acknowledge. I always thank all of the guys who contribute to this stage of our career, because they came and they were there for a short period of time, and they did what they did, and they had, they played their part. It was the part of the band. It's part of the band, and
right.
It happened. And it was real, but we continue and we move on.
We got the core right here. Lester and Zapp.
What can I say? We can say it's not arguable. They cannot.
That's true.
I've been again, Joe. You'd be surprised at some of the things that the haters told me. I just couldn't believe it. I had to go back and look at some of the pictures of me at 7 years, at 6 years old, at 4 years old. I had to look at I had to listen to some of the records that we made, that Roger and I made, and I had to look at pictures. I had to go back and say, now, did he really say that? Does he think that?
Wow.
It's not.
And with the internet, everybody could be a faceless critique, right?
Oh my God!
Of course.
Yeah.
You know it as well as we do. Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
That's why me personally, I participate too much. People are gonna say what they say, but bring it to the stage. Let's go.
That's right. You guys take it to the stage, funky as ever.
Yeah, come on, bring it to the stage. Let's go. Trust me.
So we got to talk about Shirley Murdock, the great vocalist who was in your band, and how's she doing?
Wonderfully.
Did you say a great vocalist? Is that what you said?
Yeah, amazing vocalist.
That's a great singer. Are you kidding me, man?
Yes.
She can sing. Yeah,
she can sing. When she came, man, she ripped, man. Boy, Shirley came. We was like, man, what is this? And then when we did As We Lay, that was just, it was a whole nother level, man. It's a whole nother level. I was talking about New York. Yeah. Her first major tour was Luther. Is that right?
Oh,
Luther.
Okay. Yeah, that's right.
Major tour was Luther, and we did Madison Square Gardens 3 nights. 3 nights, man. So Shirley came in, man, and she hit the country hard, man. She hit it hard. That girl, her voice, just the way she resonated and commanded respect from all of the people who watched her. They would just feel something. And then I say this: how in the world? Somebody said this to me. They said, "Man, how in the world did y'all get As We Lay out of More Bounds?"
Hey,
all that
right.
Just all that. Just no drums. This is, come on, man. No.
But I like that because your albums, of course, the funk, electro, and the talk box, and everything. But then each album would have, two I wouldn't say acoustic music, but more like a jazzy feel and
jazz and a blues.
That's right. Album. Yeah. Mm-hmm. That was. That's what makes you guys so great. Still going strong. What year would you officially say this is Zapp's year?
Please ask it again because you broke up again.
Okay. What year would you say you guys have been doing Zapp? What year do you think this is officially?
Yeah, 45.
45.
1980 to 2025. Isn't that 45?
Well, you said, and that was the question. I'm sorry, I didn't understand the question because it just cuts off. Maybe it's where I'm sitting. I'm gonna sit. Now ask the question again.
No, we'll say. Yeah. Do you dispute Zapp's 45-year calculation for Zapp?
For Zapp?
Yeah.
45.
The
45.
The first album came out in 1980 on Warner Brothers.
Right.
And that was 1980. We recorded it in the 70s. Yes. And before that, we were Roger the Human Body.
Right. Did George Clinton have like that bag of cassette tapes back then?
He had the bag. You mean with us?
Yeah, I just heard like legendary stuff that he always carries around a bag of music and tapes were dropping out of it. Maybe not now, but
back
a bag.
Yeah,
a bag.
Sometimes
a bag. A bag. A bag. Tapes.
No. Yeah, demo tapes.
Yeah. Demo. I'm sure he had a lot of tapes. Yeah.
Yeah.
But no,
Yeah, we all had tapes,
but,
man.
Yeah, we all carry tapes, everywhere. Like in that movie,
Yeah.
was this Skinny Black? What movie was his name? When he beat him up in the back.
Yeah. Hustle and Flow.
Hustle and Flow.
Okay.
Everybody had tapes.
Yeah, everybody had cassettes, man.
But yeah, man, George, he was it. He is it. He's still a bad boy, man. George Clinton, 80 years old, still, God, man, still bad boy. He commands.
I think he's older than that because he was born the same year. I saw my dad out in Vegas a couple of weeks ago, and they were born the same year. My dad's going to be 84 this year.
Yeah.
Point
well taken. George, bad. He walks in the room, command respect, man. Walks on stage and, pandemonium. So George is, back then it was greater than that, because greater than now, because he was younger, he was energetic, and Star Child. I was Star Child. Good evening. Do not attempt to man, yeah, man, that guy was so, working with him, and he, the things that he put into us, what he taught us, the things that he showed us, forever, man. It's amazing.
Yeah.
Amazingly on point.
Irreplaceable. Yep.
Replaceable.
So, hey, I got to thank Zapp Troutman, Terry Troutman, Zapp, Lester Troutman. You guys are the best, man.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Joe. Musicians Reveal.
Man, it's an honor to have the talk box by the authentic player on the show. So,
thank you, Joe. Appreciate you, man.